Hi there, I'm Christine, and today I have some sad news, and it's quite sad for me, but hopefully we can turn things around. This here is my Coelogyne Lawrenciana, and if you remember, I had beautiful blooms on it. I enjoyed them thoroughly. They were beautiful, successive blooming, and after the blooms were done, I decided to do a repot. This is sometime maybe in March, and I put it into this big huge pot with bark and sphagnum mix, and layered it on top with the sphagnum moss, and I thought it was great, but obviously not. Look at all these pseudobulbs. They're terribly shriveled up, and if I water it, right after I water it, they get very squishy, soft, very soft, and that kind of scares me. So maybe this repot was not a good idea. Maybe it's the mix that's not working out for this orchid. So we will have to change things around. But I wanted to show you the before, and then I'm going to try and do a repot on it. Then hopefully we can get things turned around. Now I do want to point out that in spite of the pseudobulbs looking so shriveled up, it has not stopped growing. So when I started off with the repot, this was probably a little larger than that growth right there. But yeah, it's grown. It's got beautiful two shiny leaves there. And it also has another growth. These leaves are in the way. It's kind of hard to show you there. So there's another growth right there. And it's doing, well with a third growth right here. So the plant is growing, the orchid is growing, but I'm not happy at all with the pseudobulbs. So I sent out a message to Rachel. She's really nice with responding to my messages. She had a Coelogyne cristata that she had done a repot on, and so I reached out to her and asked her about these pseudobulbs being shriveled up. So she said that hers goes through a period of that too, maybe in the summer months. But this seems to be a little bit more of a problem, or more, there is something that's causing it, because it's been like that and it's just been shriveling up more and more, and it tells me that the energy from the pseudobulbs are being used up rather than roots being put out. So I need to have a look another look at the roots. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'll just take it out of the pot, show you what's inside, and maybe work out a new medium or something like that. So let's go. Okay, so look what I found. I've taken it out, and there are absolutely no roots alive. All of the old roots, which I had suspected at the time of repot, most of them are dead. There isn't anything alive. So no wonder the pseudobulbs are shriveling up. Okay, so I'm a little confused by something. So this is my oldest new growth, if I can call it that. There were 3 growths that I showed you. This is the oldest of them, and it looks like it's having maybe another shoot growing out of there, and the same on the other side. I don't want to turn it too much, but there is another one there too. So that's what it is. But then on the second growth is where the roots are coming out of. And these are brand new roots, as you can see. If I can get it to focus. There we go. So nice healthy roots right there. Yeah, not too many, but I'm being very careful not to break any of them. And that's where the roots are. That's supporting this new growth right here. So then what supports the other growths, right? Like this one here and the most recent growth. Like there are no roots. So now I have to make a call here. as to what to do with this, because it's rather a large plant and it looks nice when you have so many blooms on it, but is it going to hurt the plant by keeping it all together, or should I be dividing it? I'm not sure. And keeping it all together would mean like I need a large pot, and then every time I water it, it holds a lot of water, and maybe that's what was making it squishy. I don't know. So, oh boy, it's very, very difficult for me to make these decisions. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut off some more of these dead roots because really we don't need them, and then I will divide the plant into two. Okay, after much deliberation I decided to cut it into half because it's naturally divided at this point. So I have one growth, that's the oldest growth here, with 3 pseudobulbs, and these are just going to act as you know, energy reservoirs for the growth while it establishes itself. This one, I'm going to go put it back into the pot that it was in. So I've left it large. It's got the growth with the roots on it and the newest growth on it. So I kept them all together, and I'll probably pot it this way in so that they all get a chance to sit close to the bark mix. And that means I would have to cut it off right here, or maybe even take off this last bulb, back bulb. Yeah, and then that way they can all kind of sit straight. But yeah, these are things, you know, I just kind of experiment, and of course sometimes it's at the cost of the plant not doing well, but at least that way I will learn more and be able to help them out better. So okay, so let me get that done. I'm going to be using a mix of sphagnum moss and bark mix that I have set here, and it's more of a medium bark mix and some charcoal in there. So just mix it up, and that's the mix I'm going to be using because that's the way it was when I bought it, and it looked like it was doing okay at that point. So I'm going to reintroduce the mix there, pot them up, and I will show it to you. Okay folks, here it is. Sorry for all the mess in the background, but here is my smaller pot. It's a 4-inch pot, maybe, sorry, 4-inch pot, and I have here the oldest growth with the 3 back bulbs on it, so, or pseudobulbs, yeah. So this one has no roots whatsoever, so I will try to keep it as you know, moist without it being totally wet as possible. And I've tried to put in some sphagnum moss just close to the base of this growth right here, just to promote some root growth, because now I understand that that's where the roots should be growing from. So that's what I've done, and yeah, so we'll see. This, I've just watered them, just wet the medium completely, and just to give it a little more humidity around the plant. And yeah, the one more thing I do need to do is wipe down the leaves. They're a little dusty, so I'll be doing that as well. So here's the second one, and I really tried to position it in many ways, but couldn't find a right way to do this. And now, you know, in hindsight, I'm thinking I should have just taken a long plastic bottle and just cut out, laid it down lengthwise and cut out a hole from the side and let, because it's a long rhizome this way, so it really needed a longer pot because it's growing at both ends, or so it seems. So it really needs something long, not round like this. But this was the largest pot that I could get. I didn't want to put it back into the pot that it was in. I think it was just too big pot with too much medium in it and no roots. So really the medium was just starting to break down unnecessarily. So here it is. This is the second growers, and this is the one that has the roots on it. So I've been careful to put some sphagnum moss on the base. Oops, sorry, I'm not sure if you can see that. And it's a little further down into the pot because I wanted to be careful with this new growth right here. Anyways, I thank you for watching, and hope this helped somebody. And if it did, do leave me a comments down below, or if you think you have ideas that I could have used and will be able to use for future, please do post your comments down below. If you haven't done so already, do subscribe. You'll be the first to know when I upload a video. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, enjoy your orchids. Bye bye.